Oh! There's danger in here! Wait, oh my God, she
You gotta be crazy to work here. Right, so today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be fitting up the turbo. So I have actually got a brand new replacement turbo. Max Speeding rods. So I paid 125 quid for that, and that was from the actual Max Speeding, their website themselves. On eBay, I think they're about 165, 170 quid. But I paid a little bit extra, and it came with the fitting kit with all the bolts, everything that I'm going to need apparently to fit this turbo. So it comes with a couple of gaskets, we're going to need them. Little book, Max Speeding rods since 2006. And what I didn't realise is that they have a racing team as well. And Tom Chilton races for them. Never knew that, so that's interesting. And also, we got some mad little sticker, but I'm not putting that onto the van at all. Might put it onto the Golf, but then the Golf doesn't have a turbo. Not unless Max Speeding rods want to sponsor a video and we can turbo my V6 Golf, my 4Motion. Max Speeding rods, sponsor, turbo, come on. Come on. Right, so before we get into actually what's inside the box with the turbo, what I have been doing is while I'm here at work, you can see that's all nice and shiny, the face and that. So I've just taken the intake, got all the face nice and clean on the intake. I've done the same with the downpipe from the turbo. So this has all been polished up now, all lovely and flat. Done all the faces on the manifold as well, that's down here in the vise. So that hopefully when it comes to fitting it all up, it'll all be nice and flush, and that we shouldn't get any kind of leaks at all. So here we go, I have already opened the box, but I haven't actually taken this out yet. So it is actually well packaged as well. If I come down here, look, you can see me now. Smells clean. Right, so that's the turbo. Actually, it looks like a turbo. Or an air compressor, whatever you want to call it, because that is what it is really. Yeah. Job's a good one. So all we've got to do now is mount the turbo to the manifold, downpipe, and then we can go back home and install it. Right, so just quickly, here's where we're at. I've put the new studs in. On the old turbo, it was actually bolts, and someone actually commented on the video, and he said, oh, I just usually put an Allen key in there and just take it out. Well, these ones are Torx, and I'm not sure if it's going to pick it up, but they are absolutely battered. And to get these out, when it came to getting these out, I actually had to hammer in the Torx, and then I was able to get it off. But I couldn't get in there behind the engine to actually undo these. So the exhaust manifold, those exhaust clamps had to be released, unfortunately. And then these had to be taken out on the bench. Hence why I'm not really using these bolts. And that's why I paid a little bit extra to get the fitting kit. And the fitting kit is actually studs, not bolts. So I've gone ahead and I've put those studs in there. 2 nuts, lock them on, tighten them up. Also a stud back there. And what I have actually noticed, right, so I have had to make a slight modification on this, and it's nothing major. However, what it was is for the oil fill, so where the oil goes in through here, and it got the little holes. So there was a little bit of burr on each one of those holes, and as a result, the copper, those copper washers, wouldn't actually go over. They did. It does come with a copper washer, but the copper washers that it came with are so loose I mean, it was just rattling around on there. But that's the only thing that I've had to change. I've had to put my own washers on there, and I've had to clean up all the burrs. But you've got to be really careful because you don't want those burrs going inside the turbo.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. It's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, always having fun. Always. Well, that's it. One turbo assembly.
You the man.
Only takes 2 minutes, but trying it out. Yeah. No, that's all good. Happy with that.
Good man.
Yeah, it's a shame. I need a port match, but I'll do that on the next turbo. Get a new manifold. We'll get a new downpipe. All stainless. We'll get all that sorted out at some point.
Not one of you, mate. You'll be right then.
Yeah, that's it. I'll be a baller by next week. Yeah, it's jokes, isn't it?
$1 million.
$1 million. Hey. Right. Let's get home now and get this fitted. Right. So we are back, and we're back on the drive. We're about to install the turbo, and I was just doing a few checks, and Harry said to me, "What are you doing there?" And I turned around to him and said, "I thought you had the camera out." Clearly you didn't. So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that before I put the turbo on, that it is going to be supplied with oil the instant we fire up the engine. So not only will I pre-load the turbo with oil, so I'm going to pre-lube the turbo, I also wanted to make sure that we're actually getting oil to the turbo first as well. So what I've done is I've just hooked up to the starter motor a little wire, and then from the starter motor I can connect to the battery, to the live terminal, and it will just turn the engine over and it won't fire up because the ignition is off. So if you have a look in here, it's quite messy in here down here, and that's because I just wanted to make sure that this is the feed and this is the return. I just wanted to make sure that it's actually got fuel coming through. It's actually got oil coming through. So I'll show you quickly and demonstrate. It is a bit messy, but I'll still show you. And just like that, we got loads of oil. It's okay. I'm not really too fussed about a little bit of oil on the back of the engine. I'll clean it all off anyway, but that will give it a bit of protection, won't it? Stop things from rusting.
Lovely.
Lovely. That'd be alright. Should be good. But at least I know it's getting oil. We can put the turbo in now, and we're good to go. So I'll get all this cleaned up first, because I've got access. Get it cleaned up, new turbo in. Right. There you go. Let's get this off.
Cheeky turbo, mate. Get the cheeky turbo in there, mate. Kirsty.
I don't know what kind of thumbnail you want.
Right.
Right. Sorry, this is tricky. There we go, just gotta get some studs. Let's get some nuts on those studs. Oh, I'm knackered now. Right, well, while I do these studs up, I'm gonna get on, do these studs, get them around the back, because people said, how do I get round there on the back? I've got a little 10mm, where do I put it? 12mm, I've got the little 12mm and a 1/4 inch ratchet, and that's how I got round there. I could get round, and I can get onto the stud from the back here. And that's about how much movement you get. You see that? When you're in there, on it, that's all the movement you get. So it is a long process. So I'm going to go ahead, get this up. I'll probably get the exhaust clamps done, or I might even be on the exhaust clamps by the time you get back, because I'm going to send Harry to the shop. So you can get some drinks and some lunch. Yeah, mate. All right, see you in a bit.
Lovely.
Right, so... Right, well, Harry is back. You have got some goodies as well, didn't you?
Yeah, mate, I haven't seen it yet.
Where are they?
Inside.
Inside?
Yeah, mate.
Right, so we got some goodies, and in that time, probably 10, 15 minutes, the manifold's on. I actually lied, although I was using my little ratchet. I ended up, for the 2 bolts that are around the back underneath the manifold, I ended up just using a small 12mm. It's on and it's tight. So now I'm just putting the vacuum lines on to the turbo. I'll then connect the oil drain on the turbo, but I will not be connecting the oil fill yet, because before I fire it up, I'm going to pour some oil into the turbo just to make sure that there is oil in it. Yeah. But we're getting there slowly. I'm just putting here, like I say, just putting these vacuum lines on. Nice and tight, because I did replace a lot of these vacuum lines. Some of these, I don't know what these ones were, but they're on there. Don't know where from. But it is all, I done all the engine timing as well the other day. So all the diesel pumps timed up. Cam belt. That's all done. Just getting close to bug jam now. Just got to get it done. Got to get an MOT booked in as well. And the days are counting down. Days to go, mate. Days to go. That's on there anyway. That's tight. That's good enough. So then we've got that one that goes to your anti-shudder valve. So that goes to the anti-shudder on top of the EGR. That goes to the bottom of the EGR. And then this one will go to the intake on that little intake pipe that goes there. Awesome. Exhaust clamps. Exhaust clamps. I'm going to do the exhaust clamps now. Actually, remembering about it. Do the exhaust clamps and then I can get that intake manifold on. Exhaust clamps. I'll go get them. Probably the worst job now.
There ain't no possible way I'm getting behind there, mate.
No, you're not getting down here.
Nope.
Intake. I've got the gasket already on there now. We put the intake on, and then we've got some bolts. And we just got, where did I put it? Oh well, it's just some Allen key heads that go in. And again, it's very, very much like the intake manifold. You're doing everything blind. You can't see anything at all along down there. But yeah, we'll get all of this in, and we'll come back in a minute when it's time to get everything else back on and get it fired up. We've been messing around a little bit, taking our time, but we are there. Actually, to start off with, I was having a look at the time to see how long it took. And to get the exhaust manifold on and the exhaust brackets, which were an absolute pain, took me 45 minutes, so not all that long. We took the intake, got the intake on, and I keep, this whole process is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because I keep forgetting. Don't know, I keep forgetting to do certain things. So I forgot to put a heat shield on, so I had to then take off some bolts to put the heat shield on. Yeah, and then we put the intake on that goes from the air filter to the turbo, and the Jubilee, that it was just knackered, wasn't it? So we had to replace that as well. Yeah, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But everything's all back together now. I've got the EGR on, the pipes on, turbos on, intake, oil fillers all on. All of the vacuum lines are all on, everything's on, all nice. And I haven't put the intercooler on or any of the pipe work for it yet, because before we actually fire it up, in here I've still left this loose. So you can see that there. So I've left that loose, that's the oil filler. So I've left that loose so that I can prime up the turbo with some oil before I actually fire it up. And I can't fire it up yet because I don't have the oil, and that's what I'm collecting tomorrow from Euros. Right, so what I need to do now, because we are running out of time, got the coolant, so we'll put in some fresh coolant. I've already pre-mixed this, so we'll put in the coolant, and then we need to get this MOT booked in, because we've only got a few days, 4 days I think, 4 days till Santa Pod. So I need to get the MOT booked in. Right, that's it, and we'll start it up on the next video. Brakes, I don't know, loads of stuff, MOT preps. Right, thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and God bless. Can't make this up, so I've just gone down, booked in for my MOT, so we've got 3 days left. 3 days, well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we go Thursday. He had 1 appointment left for an MOT slot, and that was Thursday at 4:30. Wednesday 4:30. So Wednesday 4:30, we got an MOT booked in, and now I've just got to wait because all the parts that I need aren't getting delivered till tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll get everything up. Well, tomorrow I'll go collect it all from Euros. I've done a click and collect, so we've got oil, filter, new brakes. Everything that I need for the MOT, except for I haven't got a horn. Right, those sirens get annoying. Right, let's get home.